came to Unity Church, and about 2 weeks after she did in 1997, and I haven't left that church since, because we are so open and embracing all faiths and all spiritual paths, whether it's Eastern or Western belief systems. And she taught me a lot about spiritual work. Not just about the Reiki. Reiki teaches you a lot along the way. Deborah Shawley, who was my first Reiki master, and my second Reiki master, her name is Daria Woodside, but she prefers to be called Ishwari, and that's her religious name. She's a Swamini in the Hindu temple. I have a Huna teacher, and her name is Diane Martin, and she's a Hawaiian shaman. And those are the main people in my life. My dad has been really wonderful with me. He's been a really guiding force and letting me be who I am, not trying to change me. Of course, everybody thinks I'm the weird one in the family. However, that can be a positive, because when there's crisis, who do they call? Ghostbusters here.
Have you run into anybody along the way that's been a male Reiki master?
I haven't met anyone that's a male Reiki master. However, I know of one who I think lives out in Denham Springs, because I remember having his card for a while. And he was a Karuna Reiki master, which I'm a Karuna Reiki master as well. But I never did meet him. Now, I have some male students, that's been in Reiki with me. But there is a larger majority of women than men in Reiki. Because part of the Reiki journey is, to be a healer, you have to be present for someone else's healing. I'm not doing it. It's the energy, or the life force energy, or God, whatever you want to call this universal energy around us, working through me to that other person. So it's all about us being present for one another. And so with that, the first level of Reiki involves some physical healing. So most of the time, after the first attunement process, you might have a runny nose, you might have a little diarrhea, you might have some aches and pains and stuff. Because of the energy going through your body, you're detoxifying. And that's what's known as a healing crisis. And you can go through that at different parts of your life, healing crises. And level 2 is about your mental, emotional body, and working with that. He feels my energy, because my energy's coming up right now.
He just popped out from behind the refrigerator.
Well, he's
the cat. Y'all can't see him.
Yeah, energy monger over there. Okay, and so then after that, that's why you have to give such a long time between level 2 and level 3, because mental emotional is a big one for people.
So do you think that females are more equipped to handle that? Physically and mentally?
It appears that way. For me, I'm not saying that they're not, and not in other parts of the country, because the South is quite different from other parts of the country. And that, not being any critical or judgmental or anything, men and women are still separated to a degree in the South. And I think that has to do with their feeling nature, their emotional, mental state. Not that all males are like that, But once you get to be a Reiki master, then, everything you learn spiritually is kind of thrown out the window. Everything's more about universal. It's all about all of us. It's not about just me and what's going on about me. It's about everybody,
right?
My community, my neighborhood, the world, everything that's going on in the world. It's about all of that.
Could you explain attunement a little more?
Attunement. It's a very sacred process whereby symbols are put into the crown chakra, which is your top chakra in your head. It's the top energy center of your body, because we have 7 major energy centers in our body. And they're put in the hands. And I can't reveal them because it's a sacred process. And only when you decide to become a Reiki master teacher do you learn how to do this, how to do those. Now you learn about the symbols in level 2, what they look like, and how to use them in distance healing, because that's what you can start doing distance Reiki at that point.
Let's see. Can you tell us about the first patient or being that you performed Reiki on? Was it a person or an animal? Anything?
Oh gosh, that's been so long ago. I'm trying to think. Yeah, it was a person. It was definitely a person. It was probably one of my friends. Because the thing is, we have to practice.
Right.
Okay. My Asui Reiki master didn't give me a number to practice, but I just decided to do that. Now, when I started teaching with my second Reiki master, then I was given more guidelines, and I'm like, oh, I need to catch up. I need to do some more work. I did it on myself every day. I learned how to do it on myself every day, so I made sure I did that. It was probably one of my friends, because it took a few years before my family was open to me doing it on them.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, they thought it was some kind of weird stuff,
She's gonna put a spell on us.
Yeah, some kind of hooey-dooey stuff.
Let's see. Could you tell us about your designation as an ordained minister?
That's really easy, because you can go online and become an ordained minister.
Okay.
And I went through the Universal Life Church in Modesto, California. It's a non-denominational group. You don't have to do any particular study or anything. You go online and you talk about your philosophy of God and your spiritual belief system, and you get ordained. But I continue to study spiritually. I haven't never stopped since I was 27. I don't never stop. I probably read something every single day of my life since then. I don't never stop.
And the ordained ministry, that is required by Louisiana law?
Correct.
Are they?
So to practice in the state of Louisiana, because of putting your hands on somebody, you have to be a licensed practitioner. If you're not a licensed practitioner, such as a doctor, a nurse, or a licensed massage therapist, you must be an ordained minister.
Okay.
Because of the healing thing and praying with people and all of that. Because you can do that. But you see, with me and Reiki, if a person is not comfortable with me touching them, I don't have any problem putting my hands above their body in that energy field, what's called the auric field. Because I always ask, if people are. So, because, in Reiki, that's something that you learn is about the Reiki ideals. There's an integrity issue. There's areas of the body that you never put your hands over, in the areas that are private areas to people. You don't never put your hands there, men or women, either one.
Do you do the distance Reiki as well?
I do.
With that? And not how does it work, but what's, I guess, the procedure? Do you have to, how do you set that up, and how do you communicate that, or do you have to at all?
Well, I'm on probably about 6 lists on the internet. The Distance Healing Network is one that I work with. Casa Maria out in Colorado is another one, and then some personal ones with friends and other Reiki masters that I'm and Reiki practitioners that I'm on. We just send each other, particular healing request or prayer request, because I can do both. I'm still a continuing lay chaplain for Unity Church, so I continue to do that and do prayer work with that.
Is it somewhere like to a prayer list, kind of?
Yes, okay. yes, because prayer and Reiki are very, very close. It's all about intention.
Mm-hmm.
What I give my students is the symbols to use because it's a tool for them. But usually, once you become a Reiki master, it's something that's really not concrete, identifiable
Mm-hmm.
that I can put down into words,
right,
or whatever. It's almost like I go within and I send,
mm-hmm.
and it's just a thought, the intention of seeing that person well,
right,
or seeing them whole again, and praying for their highest good. I'm sending because the way we do it is I send holy healing Reiki energy for the highest good, whatever that looks like. Because I don't know what that looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's going to be different. And I get cases from all over the world. I might have one here, I might have one in the UK or China or Japan or wherever. I just go for it.
What is Reiki typically used to heal or treat?
Pardon?
What is Reiki typically used to heal or treat?
Anything.
Anything.
Whether it's physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual.
What would be the most common?
Probably mental, emotional, because that's where most illness starts, is within the mental, emotional body. Our beliefs, negative things that happen to us in our lifetime affect our body. I mean, I'm not saying that other things don't affect our body, because they do. Environmental, eating patterns, not being, not exercising, those kind of things over a period of time, they affect our body as well. I mean, these are other factors. This is our human body, so we have to feed it, nurture it right. But typically, most of dis-ease starts from out here in the mental, emotional body.
What signs of healing have you seen in any of your patients?
Okay. Some people have told me of different experiences. Sometimes I have people just fall asleep and it's been a relaxing thing, and that's something that they really need, because we have to nurture ourselves. We have to get enough rest for our bodies. We have to have a balance in our life. We have to stop and listen to ourselves, not have all this mind chatter and the technological things around us. They're wonderful. They're wonderful tools, but you have to have quiet time. So that's one thing that I've seen in some people. It made them say, hey, I need to do this more often. I really need to relax, I've had people cry on my table. Emotional stuff will come up. Things from their childhood, things recently. It could be in their past. It could be in their present. It doesn't matter. Some of them I call little miracles. My sister-in-law, she's in the hospital, just had a baby. She had to have a C-section. Her and her husband's blood don't, because he's my stepbrother, don't, and then she had placenta previa and all that kind of stuff. Well, they moved her from a hospital in Morgan City to Women's Hospital. And of course, they're calling me because she's having a hard time. She's not getting any better. She's not having the contact that she needs to have, the contact with her child and everything. And she's losing blood and all this kind of stuff. So they called me, and I made them get all out of the room and everything. And I spent some time, and I did Reiki on her. I did Reiki on her stomach, where they did the incision and everything. And I did Reiki on the baby. 2 days later, she left the hospital. They were both thriving. They were fine. And then another little miracle. Just love this story. My little dog that I used to have before my wild girls out there. I had a little Chihuahua, and I used to have a bigger chair over here with the ottoman and everything. He used to love, when I come home, he used to love to jump off. Well, he jumped off and he fell and he landed on his shoulder, and he just, making that noise, and he dislocated his shoulder. So I picked him up and I was loving on him and everything, and I brought him to my bedroom and I said, come on, buddy, and I just did Reiki on him, and he was, sitting